I sat in my office reading my favorite book, hoping to have an easy day. But as the footsteps came up the staircase, I knew there was trouble. I knew it was L.A. Noire. Hello everyone. We're going to continue with the homicide case. So, yeah, I hope we have a good time with the murder and the bad stuff and the dead women and yeah. Oh. Forget that you saw that. That didn't happen.
Good morning, gentlemen, and what a grand morning it is, too. We have just cause for celebration. Galloway and Phelps are sending another fiend to San Quentin. A nice showy trial, and he'll be strapped down with gas seeping into his tiny reptile brain. Now, to fresh business. Galloway and Phelps, the task is at hand. The address is on the hill, north downtown off Fremont Avenue.
Skipper, is the new letter genuine?
Now, boys, we all know how many imbeciles have confessed in the short case. Ray Pinker will let us know in good time.
You ran the letter on Olympic. We finally
So,
collared him.
yeah, I like that intro. Let's all celebrate! Woo! Oh, by the way, another woman died.
A fine morning indeed. We keep locking them up, but the bodies keep piling up.
Californians love a fad, Phelps. As long as the bricks hold up at San Quentin, there'll always be killers in this town to save.
So, is Rusty's theory, working theory that everyone's kind of caught up in...
Sunny California. Doesn't want to stop.
Yeah. Everyone's just caught up in the murder frenzy. Like, everyone sees murder in the papers and they're like, hey, I want to murder someone too. I just don't know. I don't know why he thought we were going to go in that car. That car is a radio. And that car will get me copyright strikes. I don't want that. I don't want to get a copyright strike on a song from 60 years ago. Yes, I am still mad about that. I'm so angry, like... Anyway, I'm sorry. Positivity, everyone. It's nice and dreary.
First the letter, and now another body. Come on, you can't keep on telling me there's not a killer still out there.
You know, Phelps, all these arrests on your record are giving you a reputation. You don't want them turning into unsolved.
Getting a vicious killer off the streets is more important than my reputation.
Really?
And besides, landing a big fat marlin is more impressive than an ocean full of minnows.
The minnows maketh the man. But you can't always hit home runs. Sometimes you just gotta make first base.
Very true. Yeah, I didn't believe Cole the first thing where he was like, I don't really care about my reputation. Like, yeah, okay, sure, whatever. But the, well, my reputation would be much better if I caught a serial killer. I believe that very well.
That guy there will lead us up.
Alright, at this point the game purposefully locks my car down so that I cannot pass this car. That car goes very slow, my car goes very
Feeling
slow.
myself for what I'm about to see.
That'll just be another dead body, Carter. Get used to seeing them. They're the gig when you're working homicide, Phelps.
Yeah, but actually, this one has a slight difference than the other bodies, which we'll see here in a moment as soon as we get to the top of the hill. This trip's taking way longer than I thought it would. So, okay, here we go.
Detectives? Phelps and Galloway, homicide. Scene is secure. The rest of the patrolmen are going door to door, canvassing for witnesses.
Thanks. Keep me informed.
Will do, Detective.
This looks awfully familiar.
I think that's the impression the boys from the Examiner took with them as well.
There's nothing original under the sun. Why should murder be any different?
What do we have so far?
Not much trace evidence to speak of. Storm blew in around 10 last night, and the rain washed most of it away.
And the body? Looks like she was tipped out of an automobile from the tire tracks and superficial injuries. Strangled with a length of rope. And for my money, it's triple braid again.
Time of death.
From her temperature, maybe 2 a.m., but it was cold last night.
Usual head injuries.
Blunt force trauma. Knock him over the head, then strangle and mutilate. No message with this one.
At least she was left clothed.
I doubt very much he was concerned with her dignity.
The green silk dress is very distinctive. Any sign of her other shoe?
No. And no handbag or other personal effects.
So yes, there is one joyful thing about this murder. I won't have to edit my video heavily to make sure I can investigate the case. And yeah, it's very weird though that he did leave her clothed, but there is a reason. This is one of the weird things about this particular investigation. If you just look like this, nothing happens. But if you turn her head the other way, it knocks her collar to the side, and now when you look over here,
There appears to be a dry cleaning label. Superior Laundry Services, F1363.
yeah, so he didn't leave us anything here that identifies who she is at all, unlike the other cases. However, what he did do was he left us this dress with a dry cleaning bill attached to it. So now we can go to the dry cleaners and figure out who she was from that, because they keep records of all those things. And she has no missing jewelry this time. Well, at least none violently torn from her finger like the other ones. And that's it. As Carruthers said, there's no other evidence on her. Some spare money for me to keep?
Nothing significant.
Okay, I guess I'm not going to. I would keep that. Cool.
Our driver and our killer are most likely one and the same.
Most likely. Unless someone else drove up here, saw a dead body, and was like, nope, and turned around and drove away. Now, where's B? Oh, here we are. Now, these are going to look really bad. I'm just warning you guys right now. Yeah.
No drag marks. Killer was moving around, surveying the scene.
Yeah, these are some of the worst, like, JPEG images put on top of the ground to be footprints that I've ever seen. But that's all the evidence in this particular thing. Now let us leave the crime scene.
Detectives, I've been working the houses across the street and up the block. This lady thinks she has something for us.
Detective Phelps, LAPD.
I'm Mrs. Barton, Catherine Barton. I live just across the way.
And she blinks a lot.
Did you see anyone around here last night?
Not last night, but yesterday, early evening, I saw that awful hobo.
Do you have a description?
Tall, gaunt, horribly disfigured. I think he may have had an accident in the war. He's a very scary, angry man.
Any idea where we might find him?
One of the hobo camps around here. He's some kind of hobo leader. They all follow him around.
Thank you, ma'am. You've been a big help.
Of course. Anything I can do to help. I'd hate to think that something so ghastly could happen right here and nothing be done about it.
Alright, so let's find our car. And hope I can get in this time. Last time it was broken. Last time the car was broken. And it's broken again. Okay, awesome. I'm just going to steal this car. And the radio's going to be playing, so yay. We have to watch something at the very least, so I'm going to at least show you guys it. And then we'll come back here.
At least the rain stopped. You can change back into those white bucks now.
Thank you. So, I'm sorry,
Need
everyone.
the vehicle, officer.
What was supposed to happen was, when you follow that vehicle, whenever you go into this overpass, you're supposed to see someone commit suicide. By jumping off the overpass onto the road, but I didn't see it, and I tried this 5 times now, and it hasn't happened, so I'm just not going to do it anymore. Like, I'm sorry guys, I wanted to show you a nice little... I am the police. What happened? No. Okay, anyway. I wanted to show you guys a nice little Easter egg, but it's not going to happen, I don't guess.
Please, Phelps. The siren.
Anyway, let's get our address for the
I got a call
dry
back from that
cleaners.
Universal Forest line. It's him, the cop from the newspapers.
Phelps, badge 1247.
How can I help, Detective?
I need an address on Superior Laundry Services.
Just a moment. Superior Laundry Services, 1260 West 1st Street.
Can you track down reports of hobo camps in the vicinity of Signal Hill?
Just a moment, Detective. There's a large camp under the bridge on Grand between Temple and Sunset.
Thanks.
Okay, just so you guys know, hobo camp is a complete waste of time. You can't do anything at all, and I think it actually screws up the case. Maybe, I think.
You're behind the wheel.
So we'll just go
Where
laundry
exactly
services.
are we going?
Also, actually, I think they're going to start talking here in a second, so just I'll wait.
No message.
Excuse me?
There was no message.
Where?
On the Vic. The last bodies had something written on them. This one didn't.
I'm failing to follow you.
Can't be the same guy is what I'm saying, right? Before you start trying to link this to Maldonado and all the others.
There are more factors to consider than the messages, Rusty.
This doesn't fit your pattern, Cole. End of conversation. Understand?
Which is true. It really does not fit the past murders at all. However, we'll find out some stuff here. Also, since I couldn't find the actual little Easter egg for whatever reason, one little factoid I didn't have is that this case is actually based on a real life murder that happened to Laura Trelstad.
Phelps and Galloway, LAPD. We're investigating a case, and one of your laundry labels came up. F1363.
If you give me a minute, I'll go find a register and you can take a look.
Then he bolts for it. No. He's a stand-up guy. He just wants to clean his
Take a look
clothes.
for yourself. I've got clothes that need pressing.
You wrote the number down on that dress. Is it there?
Let me open it before you pester me about it there, Finbar.
Mrs. T. Terrellson, 43 Emerald Street, Westlake.
Yep. So, see, as I said, he left us a very easy way to track down who she is. Was that an accident? Of course not. Oh, whoops. No, I don't want to. There we go.
You know the way. You can drive.
Yeah.
Fine. Where are we headed?
I'm very lazy. You drive, Finbar. I guess I'm gonna just scooch on over there. Yep, scooch on over.
I've got a feeling we're about to meet another wife killer.
You've always got that feeling, Rusty.
Yeah, and it's usually correct.
Please, for once, can you not let your assumptions color your detective work?
Just you wait. Nordic types show a particular disposition for this stuff.
Oh, wonderful racism. Way to go, Rusty. Also, you have to kind of wonder if his horrible relationships with women has anything to do with the fact that he sees wife killers everywhere. Perhaps. I think it does.
Hello? Yes?
Detectives Phelps and Galloway. Is your wife home, sir?
My wife went out last night and she hasn't come home.
Can you describe your wife and what she was wearing?
We were out at a friend's place, Bobby Ross's, for a party. She was kind of dolled up. She had her green silk dress, open-toed white shoes. Those are her favorite shoes.
Can we come in, Mr. Terrellson? I'm afraid we have some rather bad news. Do you have someone who can look after your children, Mr. Tarleton?
I've been trying to arrange a sitter. Look, tell me what's happened.
I'm afraid your wife was murdered last night. Her body was found this morning. We're very sorry for your loss. I know this is a difficult time, Mr. Tarleton, but we are going to need you to answer some questions. First, we're going to take a look around.
What for? You don't think
It's
that...
procedure. You see to your girls.
Stay here till Daddy's finished talking to these men.
Where's Mommy?
Everything's gonna be all right, sweetheart.
We would like Mommy to come home now, Daddy.
What's the problem, Tarleton? Let him search. We got nothing to hide.
Yeah, Tarleton. Or do you?
Want to hear something funny, Tarleton? Some bums think filling out a missing
check if
person
she was a
report
regular.
actually rules him out as a suspect.
In case you can hear what Finbar said over what Phelps was saying. He said some people file missing persons reports thinking that it will keep them from being suspects, but it doesn't.
I wonder why the picture was turned down.
I don't think he was very happy with her. And we've already found one of those Baron the Bar matchbooks. There's more than one in the house, so obviously it had something, some relevance here.
This is going to help us.
Usually your whole house isn't littered with matchbooks from a bar unless you go there all the time. Templeton's Candy? Let's see what these pictures are. The one at the bottom right might be fairly disturbing, but I'm not sure. What in the hell? Yeah, these pictures are I think the what is it? The 11-legged cat demon that seems to be pooping flames here might be indication of a sick mind.
Optimistic, Cole.
Oh, come on, you don't know. That might have relevance. Don't be a jerk. Anyway, let's call in that bar address while we're sitting here.
Operator, message for KGPL.
Putting you through now.
Phelps, 1247.
How could I help, Detective?
Can you run an address for a Bobby Ross? Then send some uniforms over.
Would you like him picked up?
No. Suspect says he was with Ross last night. We need to confirm the alibi.
I'll get a prowl car dispatched.
Thanks, ma'am.
Actually, I don't think we know that yet. I think I may have done things a little bit out of order. That's okay. What did I see? Oh. Well, there's two women are there. So yeah, that little...
Excuse me, ladies.
Shut up. That little boat miniature is supposed to be a kind of a hint. That's at look at the boat
she
outside.
Went out without her handbag?
That is weird.
At least she was spared that particular indignity.
I don't know. Hasn't he been buying the lipstick if he used it?
She'd have to be in quite a state to leave this behind.
Yeah, that is true. Very unusual. These are also unusual.
We can see if Pinker can match the impression to the crime scene.
Oh, the size 8s crop up once again.
Lars was out in the rain last night.
Also doesn't look good for him. Okay, I looked already. I just want to open the door. Okay. Oh, I can't hop the railing? Come on. You can learn how to parkour, Phelps. crap. Oh, okay, there we go.
Looks like a match with the ligature marks.
Yep. As I said, this kind of rope is used in boating a lot. So it's not looking good for our good sir here. Probably not the killer of all these women, but maybe a copycat. I'm pushing it.
For the record, Mr. Tarleton, what is your wife's name?
Teresa.
Good, because that matches. Well, not good, I don't guess.
Do you have any idea why anyone would want to hurt your wife?
No. Everyone loved Teresa. She was so full of life. It can't be anyone who knew her.
That sounded very not correct there, sir.
I think you're lying, Lars. I think you were mad at your wife for embarrassing you in front of your friends. I think you came back here and strangled her and then dumped her body on the hill.
You think I strangled my wife? How do you expect to prove that?
I think the questions are not in the correct order here. He hasn't actually told us any of this stuff that we just know, so apologies to everyone for that.
Your wife was strangled with triple braid rope. The bow line from your boat is a perfect match.
Look, I know this looks bad. I'm gonna have to come to terms with the fact that I let her go.
You said you went to a party at Bobby Ross's place?
That's right, Bobby had a bunch of people over. We were having a good time. She said she was bored and decided to leave.
Oh, you guys, why do you constantly try and lie to me?
You let your drunk wife leave the party and go off on her own?
Look, I was angry. I was having a good time. She has to go and ruin it. We always have to do what she wants to do. Last night she wanted to go dancing.
Any idea where?
Where she always goes. A bar down on North Beaudry Avenue. Baron's Bar. She goes there, drinks too much, gets maudlin, and calls me. I go and bring her home.
Sounds like a wonderful relationship you two have. All these people have really horrible relationships.
Mr. Tarleton, was Teresa happy at home?
Yeah, I think she was.
Oh, gee. Okay, I'm not going to believe that.
Spill it, Tarleton. We like the look of you for this, so you better give us something.
We're at the party. She has a few and says she wants to go out dancing. We only have the sitter until 9. I get mad. I tell her to go ahead, but I'm staying. She storms out. Look, I'm doing well at cards. I hardly ever do well. I married her because she was so much fun, but now she drives me fucking crazy.
What time did she leave the party?
About 8:30, maybe a little earlier.
When was the last time you saw your wife?
Around 8:30. The card game at Bobby's was wrapping up. I played out my hand and drove home here. I paid the sitter and went to bed.
Oh, come now. We know that's not true.
You're lying, Lars. You didn't come straight home, did you?
And how do you figure that?
Well, you know we walked through your house, right? I mean, do you think we wouldn't notice these?
You were out in the rain. You got soaked, Lars. We found your wet weather gear.
Okay, I stayed a little later than I said. This cute little brunette was hitting on me. Teresa noticed. I was half cut. I walked her home from Bobby's, but nothing happened. I walked back and got the car this morning.
Thanks for answering our questions, Mr. Tarleton. You'll need to go downtown to identify your wife's body.
I should have taken her dancing.
In my experience, Mac, if you give in to broads, you'll be giving in to them your entire life. Sounds like the Tarleton broad had her last drink at Baron's Bar. We should check the place out.
Appreciate your time, sir.
You believe this guy's story?
Kind of rings true.
That's not my car. No. We're not getting in that one, Rusty. Get in the fucking car, Phelps.
Whoa! Easy!
Yeah, all these police cars are bugged. I can't get in them.
Such a thing as soap, you know?
Can you drive to this one?
And where exactly are we going?
Now this is bugged. Oh my god, this game is broken as shit, guys. Like, I'm sorry. I'm trying so hard. I'm trying so hard. Oh my god. I kept hitting triangle and I couldn't get in the car. I don't know what happened.
When the hell's the food gonna arrive already?
That sounds like a hopping place.
Gents,
Where's that goddamn
drink?
waitress?
Phelps and Galloway, LAPD.
I'm Benny Clough. This about Teresa Terrellson?
Yes, it is.
I heard about it on the radio. They're saying it was that Black Dahlia freak again? God damn it. Yeah, I rang that husband of hers. The babysitter said he was out.
If you don't mind, we have a few questions.
Yeah, so in case you screwed up with him and didn't catch him on his lie about being home, you can find out here that he wasn't home at all from the bartender.
What time did Teresa leave?
Around 10:30, I think.
You know what? You got a really trustworthy face. I think I believe you.
On foot? In a car? By bus? How was it?
She called for a cab.
Did you get the number?
Sure I did. I like Teresa. The only time she has a drink is when things aren't going so good at home. I was worried about her.
Put out an APB on the cab. 3591. Should be traceable.
The cab should have 2 rye on ice, a Manhattan, and a gin Ricky. Look for a cab that has those things. Oh man, I'm sorry. I'm sorry, guys. I'm just being silly. Whew. Okay, it's a good day, guys. It's a good day.
Who was she with? We've had reports about a tall, gaunt-looking hobo. He wasn't here last night?
I get plenty of bums in here, but nothing to fit that description.
You know, he doesn't seem too sure about that.
The likelihood is that whoever she left here with killed her. Give it up, Benny.
All right, 2 creeps were all over her, promising to take her dancing.
You get a good look at these guys?
Sure. I got a good look. One of them was a sailor in uniform. His cap said, USS Indiana.
And the other man?
The other guy is Richard Bates. He's sitting in the back right now. Red polo shirt.
Also, I guess another little factoid. At this point in history, the U.S. Navy actually didn't have the hats that said the boat name on them.
Any idea where she was headed?
Nope. I didn't get that.
So, yeah, he couldn't have seen a guy with a boat name on his hat, but we'll let that slide.
The husband said she wanted to go dancing.
And she always wants to dance when she's been drinking. She was trying to talk some guys into taking her to one of the dance halls.
Thank you for your help, Mr. Clough. We'll take it from here.
Hey, no problem.
This is Bates.
That's him.
LAPD, don't make me chase you, shitbird.
Oh, you should have listened to him. You should listen to Rusty, sir.
Go, Phelps, get after it.
Why don't you get after him?
Come on, got a ride. Get in and drive.
Oh yeah, let's do it. Stealing cars.
Who knows what this guy will pull when he's cornered? We could have a killer on our hands.
Yeah, Rusty was going to say that he thought I was going to leave him behind because I'd start driving off before he got in the car. Which you can do.
You gotta get me closer.
But why would you leave Rusty behind?
Kicking back in the bar where he met the Vic in.
Listen, a creature of habit is your killer. For some reason, they're sticklers for routine. I'll try to shoot out his tires. Wish me luck. Let's end this farce.
Oh come on! That should have got him. I don't believe it. Whoa! Holy shit!
Spin him out. All right, you got me. I've had enough.
Hands behind your head. Okay, Bates. You're gonna answer some questions.
I have a choice in this.
You just tried to fly from the police, so no, you don't have a choice.
Last night, you went drinking with a lady in the bar. Now she's dead. And your face is all messed up.
I'm in the clear on that. She preferred a sailor. You could lay it off on him. Are we finished?
I don't think I quite believe you, sir.
Do you want my partner to sap you? Tell us what we want to know.
She was okay. Drunk. Pissed off at her old man, wanting to go dancing. I thought I'd ply her with a few drinks and get my end away. Looks like your Salty had the same idea.
So what happened when you left the bar?
Sailor boy laid one on me. A cheap shot. After that, I don't know.
I also don't believe that.
You've done time, haven't you, Richard? Is that why you ran?
I'm on parole.
On what offense?
Sexual assault. Look, I was lying there on the sidewalk. He flags a cab and jumps in with the broad.
We're taking you in, Bates.
How come?
Just for a chat. Nice private chat. I'll explain my theory of once a degenerate, always a degenerate.
Take him to Central. He's a material witness in a murder case. Find him a cozy cell.
Richard here knows the drill.
He's been in jail before, so yeah. Hopefully I don't... Ah, God, they're gonna stick me with that stupid car again. Damn it.
Operator, give me R&I.
Putting you through now.
Cole Phelps, badge 1247.
How could I help, Detective?
I need an APB out on a yellow cab, number 3591. Ask dispatch to relay all sightings to car 11K.
No problem. I'll get on the radio.
Were there any incident reports filed in the vicinity of Barron's Bar on North Beaudry Avenue? We're tracking a sailor who was involved in a fight outside the bar.
I can check the reports, Detective. I have a message for you from Captain Donnelly. Message reads, James Jessup, U.S. Navy able seaman, has information relevant to your case. Jessup is currently being detained at Central Station.
Could be our man. Thank you.
Another little factoid here. Once again, having to do with the sailor. It's a little bit kind of unknown, I guess, but
out of the car! It's an emergency.
They called him an able seaman, or seaman, whichever you want to say. But that's not a rank in the U.S. Navy.
Car 11K, we have a response on your APB regarding yellow cab number 3591. The vehicle has been identified at a gas station. Now heading west on 7th Street.
Garage on 7th Street. Let's hit it, Phelps. The cab driver might tie this whole thing together.
I hope you're right.
Okay, so crap. I forget how to I think the flag will show us where the cab is at. I hope so anyway. If not, we're gonna have a serious problem.
Whoa there!
11K, yellow cab number 3591, sighted at the corner of Wilshire and Whitmer. Repeat, Wilshire and Whitmer, 11K.
Thank you. Okay, so yeah, the flag is showing us where he's at. Now, as I was saying, able seaman is not a rank in the U.S. Navy. The best theory as to why this game has so many horrible inaccuracies.
Further on your APB on yellow cab number 3591. Vehicle identified at Reggie's Cafe, heading north on Whitmer. KGPL clear.
Okay, as I was saying, the reason why the Navy stuff is so horribly inaccurate is because this game was made in Australia, and their Navy operates differently than ours, so they probably did not know all of this stuff. They probably just went off what their Navy did. That's the running theory anyway, that's the one I've read about.
Car 11K, your suspect vehicle, yellow cab 3591, sighted at 6th and Valencia.
And there it is.
LAPD, we're investigating a murder.
What's that got to do with me?
The fare you picked up from Barron's Bar last night. What was the woman wearing?
It's a green dress. Oh, don't tell me something's happened to her.
Tell me about her.
She was with this sailor, and he was all over her. She wasn't having any of it. Said she just wanted to dance. But he had that look in his eye.
Where did you drop them off?
It's at the Crystal Ballroom.
What time?
After midnight. 12:30? Something like that.
Thanks. You've been a big help.
Well, that's gonna ruin my day.
Sorry to inconvenience you, sir.
You can drive.
Fine. Where are we headed?
To Central. Yet again, the hobo camp is still not relevant. Or, yeah, it's still not relevant. You can't do anything there. You can go there, and I think you talk to a hobo who's like completely out of his mind, but it's a waste of time overall.
Parker?
He's in interview too.
I don't know who.
Thanks. What do you make of him?
Sailor on furlough who looks like he's in trouble and knows it.
Yeah, he's probably not supposed to be trying to sleep with men's wives while he's on furlough.
I'm thinking of moving up to
Detectives
a 45.
Phelps and Galloway.
Stop him with
We
one.
know why you're here, Jessup, so it would be best if you answered our questions truthfully.
I don't want any trouble. That's why I'm here. I heard on the radio about this lady getting killed. I got leave from my CO to come down straight away.
So why did you kill her?
I didn't kill anyone. Look, you need to believe me.
Let's start at the beginning.
Yep. When did you first see her?
You went to Barron's Bar. What time did you arrive?
I got a 24-hour pass. I got there around 7.
That's where you met Teresa Terrellson?
Sure. We had a couple of drinks.
You're really bad liars. Also, if you'll notice on the table here, that hat that's there, that is actually the correct hat. That doesn't say the boat name on it. So they got the correct hat modeled, but they didn't do it in the script properly. I don't know.
So you tried to make a woman who was incredibly drunk?
Look, I'm not proud of myself, but I never hurt her.
You took her dancing?
That's right. Caught a cab to the Crystal Ballroom.
Rusty's getting really into that guy's personal space.
You had a fist fight with Richard Bates over Mrs. Terrellson.
You met the guy? He's a creep. You should take a look at him for this.
I'm talking about you, not him.
He's pointing the finger directly at you, Jessup.
I only had one night before I was back in the tub. He had all the time in the world to look for some action. I belted him. I'd do it again. She was better off with me.
Sure. You're a shining example of chivalry, Jessup.
Yeah, you guys didn't know she was married, right?
Where did you go after the Crystal Ballroom?
I think the wind had gone out of her sails by then. She caught a cab, and I caught a bus back to the base.
Why is it... This guy trying to avoid trouble, he's lying to us every step of the way. That's a really bad idea.
We spoke to the cab driver. Tell us what really happened at the Crystal Ballroom.
I'd had enough. She was all upset about her husband bawling about her kids. She looked old. Left around closing, maybe 1:30. We got on a bus and she fell asleep on my shoulder.
Which bus?
An All-American, 249. I went past her place. She jumped off and I stayed on it downtown. After that, I caught another bus to San Pedro. The Indiana's down there. She's being scrapped.
And that was the last you saw of Teresa.
Yeah, that's right. We didn't say much. I think she was kind of embarrassed.
I wonder if she started to sober up at that point.
The cab driver said that you were getting pretty familiar with Teresa.
It's not how I'd put it.
Don't you smirk at me, you little shit.
So the last thing you wanted was her playing hard to get. Did that make you mad, sailor?
Yeah, it did. She knew what a guy's looking for. All broads do. Dancing comes second.
And what happened at the Crystal Ballroom?
Nothing. Not even a little hand relief. She had another couple of drinks. There was no fun left in her. Just poured her guts out to some bartender.
We're holding you till we can clear this with the driver.
Yeah, my CO said as much.
Can you put the guy in 2 in a cell and inform the commander?
Sure, Detective.
His CO's a smart guy.
Got a message for you. Sighting of your disfigured hobo on Grand between Temple and Sunset. And it looks like the Beau has a record, too. He's wanted in connection with 2 female assaults.
Thanks.
What now? Drive all the way to San Pedro and check his locker?
Let's see if the bus story checks out.
There's a depot at 1660 Beverly Boulevard.
I say we bust in there and find
Yes, there is. So,
3 suspects in the can and 1 on the hoof. And still no hard evidence on any of them.
KGPL to car 11K. 11K, come in.
11K, go ahead.
Patrolman reporting that Bobby Ross's car game is breaking up at midnight.
11K, roger that. Plenty of time to get downtown, Cole.
It's possible. Have them bring him in.
KGPL, we have Lars Carlson picked up.
11K, roger.
the hobo camp's not going anywhere, so I guess we'll go ahead and investigate the bus. Maybe he saw something. As we saw in the little cutscene at the opening section, the guy who killed her actually wasn't very far off the road. He may have been able to be seen by headlights. This is a much longer drive than I thought it was going to be. Oh, nah, nice. Oh, here we are. Yeah. If I remember correctly, this next part's going to be fairly interesting. In any case, let's get after it.
All these grits?
And thank you, ma'am. You have a safe trip now. Where are you boys headed today?
LAPD. We're after the driver of All-American 249. Would have been around midnight onwards last night.
Just a minute. Frank Zeffirelli. He's your man.
Where can we find him?
Frank is out on the 7-4.
Can you tell us the route?
Hang on. I should have it mapped out here somewhere.
When is America going to understand? It's not about getting, it's about giving.
I think his name is Phelps. I read about him in the paper.
We'll need to run the loop.
Well, yeah, this will be crappy, but let's do it.
No, we're not going to drive the whole thing, are we?
He worked that case.
Won't take long. We have a siren.
Very true. Also, the blonde that was at the counter, you may have noticed the camera focused on her quite a bit as she was walking. It's not just because she was attractive. It was because we'll be seeing her later. Not in this case, but a case much further down the line.
All-American 7-4, let's go get him.
And the game is kind enough to draw a nice little red line on the route.
This could be a long trip, Cole.
Or it could be a short one.
And here's me without my hip flask and only a pain in the ass for company.
Way to kick off the drive in high spirits, Rusty. Comments like that put me in just the right mood for some legwork.
Touchy.
You know what your problem is? You don't like hard work. This kind of rigorous search is what police work is all about. Discipline.
Save it, Phelps. You're just as bored as I am.
I actually have quite a few conversations as we drive along this route. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to actually kind of goof off, and I'll just cut to all the times they start talking to each other. It takes quite a long time before they do all of them.
Nope, still no sign of him.
Did you doze off, Rusty? I think you slept through my solving the case.
Yeah, very funny. You just give me a nudge if you see him, all right?
How about you nudge me?
I think that's a job for your wife, Phelps.
Oh, Rusty.
Oh, wow, that's got a little bit personal there, Finbar.
How long is this bus route?
It actually covers an area around the size of Central Division.
The probability is we'll find it about halfway around.
Bad luck says we'll be chasing it all night.
Well, it's not so much bad luck as me purposefully not catching the bus at this point, Rusty. Sorry. Sorry, sir.
This is starting to grate a little.
You know, whatever happened to the joys of rigorous search? Dogged police work, you know?
They went out the window about 2 blocks ago.
Hey, this could be a Cole Phelps I'll grow to love.
Don't count on it.
The angry Cole Phelps, the one who doesn't like doing police work because it's too much trouble.
I don't know, you should have gone around the other way. We would have run into the bus by now if you'd gone the other way.
How was I to know that at the time?
A good detective depends on his gut, and yours has just been found wanting.
Well, your gut clearly wants for nothing, Rusty. Though from the look of it, its main request is beer.
Beer and convictions, Phelps. Beer and convictions.
Oh, you guys are lovely. However, that should be all of the conversations that they have. It takes a total of 15 minutes to get them all. So, yeah. I had to skip some of that. I just drove around the same block over and over again until I got them all. So anyway, let's find that bus. Basically, the idea is just drive around the route on the red line until you find it. Typically, it only takes me about a minute or two, so I've never actually heard all of the conversations they have.
There's the bus, Cole. Turn on the siren and pull her over. That's the bus we're looking for. Ease in behind her and get her to the side of the road.
That's fine. I can just do it like this.
There's some kind of problem, buddy?
LAPD, we're investigating a murder. You had a sailor and a woman in a green dress on your bus late last night?
That's correct.
And the woman got off first, around 2 a.m.?
Yeah, that's right. And the sailor stayed on all the way to downtown.
Can you tell us where you let the woman off?
On California Street. To tell you the truth, she looked a little lost, like she got off on the wrong stop or something. I didn't like dropping her off near that hobo camp.
You've been a big help, Mr. Zeffirelli.
Yep, so that's that.
So Sailor Boy escaped by the seat of his bell-bottom trousers. He left the broad alive.
Left her by the hobo camp.
Which means he's as good as killed her.
We can't eliminate any of them, but the disfigured man should be our starting point.
I'm gonna call for some backup. These bows hate cops.
Oh, whoops. I
You can
did
drive.
not mean to do that.
And where exactly are we going?
There we
I
go.
think we ought to investigate the hobo lead.
Well, if you think we ought to, then I guess we ought.
I don't know if I like the tone of your sass there, Finbar. And we walk into the double capper shotguns. That won't antagonize them.
LAPD, we'd like a word with you.
Save it for someone who's interested. They're fascists. Come to move us on and steal what little we have left.
6 rounds won't get us far.
I need you to stay copacetic. You need to hold out for the cavalry rounds.
How do we do that?
Like this.
Holy shit!
If you want your rightful share, we need to fuck with you.
Yep. This guy isn't showing it, but usually he fights fairly well. Because he was military.
What's your name?
Comrade Stalin.
Very funny. We'll find out from your personal effects.
Stuart Ackerman.
You're under suspicion for murder, Ackerman. We're taking you downtown.
You can't do anything more to me than what the Japanese have already done.
I'm sure we can. Well, I don't know. It depends if you were in the prison camp or not.
The Kremlin's over here, Phelps. Toss it and see what you find.
The Kremlin. Good. That was a good one there, Rusty. Finally, we get a new newspaper. Oh my.
Still working, Jack. I'm off to the Lighthouse Club in Santa Monica.
Hello, Jack.
Mr. Benson, this is Courtney Sheldon. He's a buddy of mine from the war.
Well, I'm sure you two will want to polish some old war stories. Good evening, Jack. Mr. Sheldon.
Good night, sir. Take a seat, Courtney.
We need your help, Jack.
I told you I would have nothing to do with that.
I'm fine too, Jack. Medical school's going well. I got a part-time job.
Do dope peddlers need part-time jobs?
We made a mistake and we're in trouble, Jack. A local gangster, Mickey Cohen, is putting on the squeeze.
So hand it over, walk away. What's stopping you?
We had a deal with them that they would dole it out slowly. They said they would supply abortion clinics and doctors, but they've been moving it on to addicts, and they can't cope with the purity.
So your problem is with gangsters being dishonest?
My problem is that people are dying, and that if this gets back to us, we'll all end up in jail.
So how am I supposed to help, Courtney? This isn't the war. I can't just wave a magic wand and clean up your mess.
We want you to negotiate, Jack.
The only thing these guys understand is force, Sheldon. They got to the top back east by proving to be more vicious than the English, the Irish, and the Dutch. They make their own laws. That's the nature of a secret society. For God's sake, Courtney, you want to be a doctor. How can you fight with that?
We are better trained, Jack.
I didn't make it through the war to come back to this kind of shit, Sheldon.
Yep, Jack should look fairly familiar. He was Jack Kelso, the man who Phelps had a horrible disagreement with in boot camp in officer school, and actually made Jack Kelso leave officer school because of it. Wow, this looks a little suspicious. Teresa Tarleton. That's her initials right there. On top of that, here is her...
Ackerman doesn't look like much of a dancer.
Here's her ticket stub to the Crystal Ballroom. Yeah, he doesn't look like much of a dancer, and also I doubt he could afford to be in a place like that.
Maybe. No.
Yep, so he was correct. He was actually in the war. And this does not look good for him.
Looks familiar. Safe bet it'll match the mark under Teresa Tarleton's chin.
Most likely, yes. Now, if I could please leave that piece of evidence, thank you.
I'm out of here. Want the 5-star goddamn
Well, we should probably bag some of that evidence and take it with us, but that's boring, so we're not going to do that.
You're behind the wheel.
Fine. Where are we headed?
We're always headed, Rusty, to Central Police Station.
The husband has an alibi, but no real motive other than neglect. Jessup's alibi checks out. Bates is a recidivist. He'll be pulling the same stick until we put him away for good. Ackerman has history, opportunity, hard evidence. What motive?
We have the evidence. We know she was here. All we need is a confession, and we can charge the bum with murder.
I don't know. He has, as they said, he has several cases of assault against women. So that, I mean, maybe he doesn't really need another if he just likes to beat up women. Insightful as always, Rusty. Insightful as always.
I say we bust in there and find the goddamn evidence.
He's not going to tell me where he's at? Okay, that's fine. I'll find my own way, don't worry.
Ackerman, you were in the Marines.
How do you know?
The Corps selected big guys for flamethrower duty. That's how you got the burns.
Life expectancy was 5 minutes for a guy in flamethrower detail. What kind of a government puts weight like that on a man's shoulders?
You'll get no argument from me. It was a heavy load.
You feeling sorry for this smelly fuck?
Come on now, man. Like, sure, he's a hobo and all, but, like, do we really need to insult the fact that he's a hobo?
Why did you kill Mrs. Terrellson?
I have no recollection of the people I have killed.
The shit is that supposed to mean? That's a very evasive answer. However, we do know.
Are you denying that you strangled Mrs. Terrellson with a length of rope?
Not denying anything. You have to have proof, lackey.
Yeah, in case of the fact that he used Joseph Stalin's name as his fake name, this guy's a communist and a very anti-establishment person.
We found a matching piece of rope in your lean-to. I think we'll find the blood will match too.
I own no property. How could it belong to me?
This guy's a real smartass.
A bus driver dropped Mrs. Terrellson near your camp around 2 a.m. Why did you take her up to the hill?
Which hill? I have many places. I go where I please.
I think this guy wants us to put him away for murder.
You are clearly insane, Ackerman. The state of California does not execute mental patients.
I don't know the names of the women I've killed, but I've killed many of them. Their necks are so fragile.
Huh.
Where were you around 2 a.m. last night?
At the camp.
Well, then how did you get here first?
You were up on the hill. You were seen during the day. We have a witness. We have evidence. Come clean with me, Ackerman, and I'll see what I can do for you.
I despise your pity. You have nothing that links me to this woman.
Dude, for seriously, you saw us walk in your place, right?
We have you cold, Ackerman. Her purse and the ballroom ticket were in your lean-to. Tell us why you did it.
I kill because people need killing. It's what I was trained to do.
Stuart Ackerman, I am charging you with the murder of Teresa Terrellson.
Yeah, he did not make a good case for himself.
A man down on his luck I can abide. But a filthy red who chooses to live outside the rules of society I cannot stomach. Maybe poor Teresa Terrellson will provide the catalyst we need. I've spoken to the chief and the mayor, and I think it's time we send some men in to remove the godless and send them on their way over the county line. A grand day that will be, gentlemen. And a grand result you have brought me. You two are fast becoming my finest crusaders.
You might want to chill out a little bit there, man. We're not part of the Knights Templar or anything. Just chill out. Yeah, as the case note here says, we could have gone to the hobo camp way earlier, but no one there would have said anything worth hearing. So it's really, as I said before, a waste of time.
And now my heart's a blazing ruin. You say that you were only fooling. Don't walk away. Don't do me wrong.
So as we just saw there, Cole Phelps has been visiting that club so often that the doormen actually just let him right in. They know him personally enough to shake his hand and be like, "Oh, I'm so glad you're back, Mr. Phelps." So there's something definitely going on there. But anyway, that's where we're ending for now, everyone. We are not quite done with the murders yet. We have a few more left over. So yeah, we're going to have a lot of bodies piled up on our consciences by the end of this. Because, well, you'll see. Anyway guys, hope you all enjoyed. Thank you for watching. Goodbye.